Hey guys, I feel like it's been a minute since I've talked to you. Things have been crazy busy, but as promised, today I'm going to be doing a video about things that I have manifested and how I've manifested them. So we're going to be getting into everything from like before I even knew about manifestation, just to basically show you guys that manifestation is truly happening all the time. But the more aware of it you are and the more consciously you start to practice manifestation, the more say you basically have over what goes on in your life. So before we get into it, if you're new, hey guys, I'm Jessie Riemann, and I'm a certified eating disorder recovery coach and personal trainer and a manifestation coach. And on this channel, we talk about overcoming restrictive dieting and eating disorders, and not only how to finally start loving your body right now the way it is, but also truly to manifest your dream life using self-love techniques and by building more self-confidence. As I always say, basically, I'm here to fire that negative inner self-critic and help you unleash your inner confident badass. If you are interested in one-on-one private online Skype coaching with me, and you'd like for me to help you get to the bottom of what's preventing you from losing your overshoot, or how to get unstuck from quasi-recovery, whatever it is that you'd like help with in your recovery, you can contact me at donewithdietingllc@gmail.com. And what we will do is set up a complimentary 20-minute Skype consultation to make sure that we are a good fit for coaching. Quick announcement, I have decided to start offering you guys recovery personal training sessions. So if you are at a point in your recovery where you feel like you're ready to start adding in exercise and you'd like to do so safely and through the guidance of someone who has your recovery in mind, then still contact me at the same email, donewithdietingllc@gmail.com. And again, we will still set up a 20-minute complimentary Skype consultation to first and foremost so that I can ask you enough questions to be able to tell you if you're ready to start adding exercise back in, and if you're essentially ready to do personal training sessions with me, and then of course to see if we would be a good fit for personal training. So if you guys are interested, please reach out to me for that. Let's get on with the video. All right, so I've talked to you guys about manifestation several times before on this channel, and it's always kind of like in the background of the information that I'm presenting to you about diet and eating disorder recovery. You don't have to be interested in manifestation, but it was an enormous part of what helped me through my own recovery and what I still practice to this day to truly manifest all of my goals and anything else that I want to have happen with my life. So what I'm going to do is start off by talking about my unconscious manifestations. What I mean by that is, before I actually was aware of, the law of attraction, of actually consciously practicing manifesting things into my life, I was still manifesting pretty amazing things into my life. So it just goes to show you, and I want to say this first, manifestation is happening all the time. You are manifesting things all the time, whether you are trying to or not. The thing is, though, when you realize that the bulk of how you are manifesting things in your life has to do with what you are thinking about, what your consistent thoughts are day in and day out, then you realize that if you have the ability to choose what things that you would like to manifest in your life, you have control essentially over what it is that you can manifest in your life. The question is, why would you not consciously choose to do those things, right? So that's my hope with this video, is to inspire you guys to not only see what's possible when you're not even aware that you're manifesting, but then to see what furthermore is that greater things are possible when you are purposely, consciously manifesting. Okay, so I'm going to start out by telling you guys a story that I think is pretty inspiring. It was literally the thing that opened my eyes and my mind to the concept of the law of attraction, manifestation, and what was truly possible. Because I was pretty pessimistic most of my life before that, I'll be honest with you guys. And I was never particularly religious or spiritual. I pretty much just had the belief that bad things happened to me for the most part. So if any of you are relating, I get you. Okay, so I think I'm going to start it off by talking about this person first, so that later this will make sense. Okay, so tons of you already know this. I am a dancer. I've been a dancer since I was like 10 years old. Sorry, I think I have a cat hair on my face. Oreo hair. Doesn't that sound funny? Like an Oreo hair. Anyway, okay. All right, so, and I am a huge fan of dance movies. They're literally my favorite kind of movie. I have almost every dance movie ever made. My favorite and dance movie is Center Stage, and there's also a sequel that's just as great. And I, of course, used to watch them all the time. Well, the sequel, the second one, called Center Stage, Turn It Up, the lead actress, her name is Rachel Brooks Smith, and I used to watch this movie all the time, and I would find it really, really comforting for some reason. And also for some weird reason, now I know why, but at the time, I just remember not having any idea why I thought like this. This lead actress, there was something about her that I remember I would always say literally out loud, like even to my dad while I'd be like watching the movie with him. I'd say there's something about her that makes me feel like I would be friends with her in real life. Like I would really like her as a person. Who knows why? I was not in the habit of saying this kind of thing regularly, but there was something about this movie. Anyway, so that went on for a few years. And then this actress, Rachel Brooks Smith, had started this, I forget what the group was for. It was a Facebook group, and I joined it. It was something about like positivity at the time, and so I was just like part of the Facebook group, and that was as far as like my interactions with her ever went. You'll understand why I'm saying that in a minute. Okay, so then I saw that she was offering life coaching, and she mentioned something about having had gut issues like her whole life, and I was like, oh my god, maybe she'll get what's going on with me. Of course, I was like super skeptical, and I didn't know how much it was going to cost, and so I filled out the application for it, and it didn't ask for my personal phone number, so she did not have my information that way. She just had my Facebook through, knowing me through the Facebook group. And I never heard anything back from her, and it was probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. So I kind of just was like, whatever, And so, okay, the other thing that many of you know, if you don't already, like in addition to my 17-year struggle with disordered eating, I had a lot of health problems. I was sick like all the time. And of course I had gone to tons of traditional Western medicine doctors, naturopaths, natural medicine, natural supplements, hypnotherapy, different kinds of therapy, and just, of course, like we know why now, but like nothing was truly ever working. And I was so desperate. And I remember this one specific day, like it was yesterday. It was a Sunday, and I was sitting on my bed in my room. Well, of course it's in my room. And I was just sobbing. And I remember I was feeling so just shitty that day. I felt so sick, and I felt like everything that I was doing wasn't working, and I was so desperate. And like I said, I had never been a particularly like spiritual or religious person, but God, I can remember this like it was yesterday. I was crying, and I literally just started saying out loud, please somebody help me. Please somebody help me. I can't do this by myself anymore. I don't know what to do. I think I said it a few times, just like, please somebody help me. Not really knowing what to expect. It's just kind of one of those things out of desperation. I kid you not. All of a sudden my phone rang. In that moment, okay? And I pick up my phone, thinking, oh God, who is it? I don't want to talk on the phone right now, right? Well, you can, if you don't know this already, and I didn't know this at the time, but you can call people through Facebook Messenger. And it said across my screen, Rachel Brooks Smith, something about Facebook Messenger. And I'm going like, what the heck? Like, why is she calling me, right? So I pick up the phone and I'm like, hello, or I think I was like, hi, and she was like, hi, Jessie. And I was like, yeah, hi, how are you? And she goes, not even kidding you, the first thing she said to me, I don't know why, but I just got this feeling just now that I was supposed to call you. And I'm like breaking down in tears, right? I'm like, oh my God, I was just on my bed literally sobbing. And I'm not like somebody who just openly admits to crying. Not that there's anything wrong with it anyway, but, and I'm just like, I think it was just like caught up in the moment. And I was like, I've been having a lot of health issues. And then you call me and she goes, oh my God. And we literally talked for an hour. And she had not solicited anything. She was just sort of like talking about her backstory and really being there for me in the moment. And it was crazy. It was crazy. And then toward the end, like she asked if I might be interested in doing 3 months of life coaching with her. And I asked what it would entail. And she talked about how for her own personal healing, she'd really focused a lot on building self-love and self-confidence and believed that, this stuff might really help me. And at this point, I guess just everything that was caught up in the moment. Was I concerned about spending more money? Yes, but at the same time, there was just something that felt right about this whole situation. So I did it. And she started teaching me self-love exercises and self-confidence building exercises. And then she's the one who actually introduced me to like Abraham Hicks and I can't remember what else, but other like law of attraction type videos. And it was just like this light bulb went off in my mind. And I think seeing what had already happened, like I said, manifesting this actress whose movie I had watched over and over for several years, thinking, oh, I just feel like I would really like this person in real life and we could be friends. And then actually having this incident where we're literally meeting in person, so amazing, literally helping me through one of my darkest times, right? Because of that coaching, had just enough self-love built up that I got out of my 5-year toxic relationship with a guy. And then after those 3 months, it was literally the next month that I discovered eating disorder recovery online. And it was just like bang, 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 bang. And then my life literally turned around from there. And if that is not proof of what is possible, I don't know what is. I still tell that story and I'm like, how did that even happen? But anyway, my belief system now is that I attracted that into my life. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of what is possible for you guys. So the next thing I'm going to get into kind of falls in between because part of it was unconscious and then I eventually started to purposely make it a more conscious decision. So I have for a long time really thought that green eyes are just one of the prettiest, and which is not to say other colors aren't equally as beautiful, but just for myself personally, I just had been thinking for a couple years that I really wanted green eyes. Now I wear contact lenses normally, I have since I was 10, and I had thought about getting colored contacts, but two things. One, I have such a strong prescription that they don't make them in colored contacts. The second reason was because part of me was like, if it has to be fake, like, I don't know if that feels right for me personally. So it just kind of worked out that way. But every time I would like look at my eyes in the mirror or look at pictures of people with green eyes, I would just think, oh, I wish I had green eyes. I really want green eyes. And again, this was just like a subconscious thing. Well, one day, I was looking at like a picture of myself and I was like, my eyes look like they have a little bit of green in them. That's so weird. And keep in mind, like my eyes have always been so dark brown that when I was little, my granddaddy on my dad's side used to call me black eyes. So always had dark, dark, dark brown eyes. And I was like, that's weird. And then again, like once I started to learn about manifestation and how your thoughts truly create your reality, I was like, well, I wonder if I could manifest them turning even more green. And so just kind of like periodically I would keep, whenever I would think about my eye color, I would say in my mind, I have green eyes. Oh, I love my hazel green eyes. One of the two, I think it was something in that spectrum. And then it was literally the other day, and I'm going to put a picture up here in a minute. And I have this window over here. This is where I take all my selfies for the thumbnails for these videos. And so it's very consistent, right? It's the same amount of light. I always take it approximately in the same place. And I was looking at a new one that I had taken, I think it was for my last video, and I was like, oh my God, I have never had this much green in my eyes before. And then I compared it to a picture of me, again, same window, same lighting in my house, no filters, no other changes, okay? Aside from I wear more concealer in terms of makeup now, that's it. And I put them side by side, and I saw, and you're gonna see in this picture right here, how much more green there is in my eyes. And that is just crazy to me, because I truly did that with my thoughts of just anytime I would think about my eye color, I would affirm that my eyes were green, or they, I don't even know if I said, so of course they're more like a hazily kind of green. There's definitely brown still in them, but still, like within like a 2-year period, I was able to shift the color of my eyes based on my thoughts and my affirmations alone. Insane to me. So again, I don't know. I just think that's really, really, really crazy. So, it just goes to show you that it can already start to happen when you're not even realizing it, but how much more the process like speeds up when you are consciously affirming and changing your thoughts for that thing. All right, so now let's get into the part of the video where I talk to you guys about what I've been able to manifest since I've been like aware of it, changing my thoughts, doing affirmations, like consciously manifesting things. So I think I'm going to jump ahead just because this one is something I've been telling you guys about for a while now, and that's, you guys that are regulars know that I've been struggling with throat stuff for a while. And I kept trying a bunch of stuff, like I'm not even kidding you. It started like beginning of 2020 and then went on for almost 2 years. And like I had a laryngoscopy done, and I went to a vocal coach, and all kinds of stuff. And it just like didn't seem like it was working. And yes, a lot of it was emotional. But then over time, just like anything else, and this is probably a really great way to kind of relate this to when I'm telling you guys about changing your thoughts about your weight and your overshoot and recovery and all this stuff. Well, when something goes on long enough, that starts to become your dominant thought, right? So my thoughts were basically, I have constant throat issues. My throat is always in pain. I can only talk for so long before my throat starts hurting, so on and so forth. So I'm going through this process, and I end up signing up to work with a speech language pathologist, and she had this 12-week program, and it was removing some of the tension. So I was definitely having some relief, but again, because my thoughts pretty much still were around like fear of, oh no, what if I try to sing and then it hurts, or there's tension, or what if I, do like X many clients in a day and then my throat hurts so bad, there was just all this fear still. And this woman within which I attracted this, which is crazy how right when you need something, like the right thing will show up for you. And she did this, the speech language pathologist, she put on this seminar that talked about our thoughts and pain, and how just by thinking about pain and things that make you feel stressed out about, your pain or your tension or whatever, will further, continue to create this pain and keep it where it is. And I was like, oh my God, duh. And it was like literally in that moment, I realized I have to start changing something. And then that same week, I came across a couple of new YouTube channels that talked about law of assumption, which basically just states that and your thoughts create your reality. What you assume is true in your reality. I know I'm oversimplifying, or it might sound like I'm oversimplifying, but I'll put their channels right here, Sammy Ingram and Manifesting with Kimberly. And then this other light bulb went off in my head and I was like, I have to get on my affirmations about my throat. And so from that day forward, it's so crazy how this all happened in the same day. Although I shouldn't keep saying that based on everything I've told you guys that I've already manifested. Amazing things can happen, truly. But I started getting on top of my affirmations, that my throat is healthy, my throat is relaxed, I'm not doing any damage. And I kid you not, within 2 weeks, okay, so this was 2 months ago, and I think I just wanted to make sure that I had consistent results before I talked to you guys about it. After 2 weeks of being super consistent with my affirmations, like 90% of all that throat tension, all that throat pain that I was having, gone. Gone. 2 years of trying to find the answer, and it was up here. Oh yeah, the other thing was just very like compassionate affirmations, like I am safe, I am secure, you know, and just affirming this stuff as often as I could think to say it for 2 weeks straight. 90% of the pain and tension gone. Amazing. The only time it starts coming back in that little 10%, like I said, is when those thoughts start coming back. So it's like, if I start having anything that feels like a little bit of pain or a little bit of tension, because again, I used to practice that thought pattern for 2 straight years that I have throat issues, right? Then it's real easy to start going back to that if I don't pull myself out of it and go, nope, my throat is healthy, my throat is relaxed, my vocal cords are super healthy, I don't, you know, yeah, essentially using those kind of affirmations, the problem will go away again. Amazing. Amazing. Of course, there is the emotional piece that I've kind of talked to you guys about before, so I'm not going to use this video to talk about that. Certainly can help in my personal opinion. You don't have to do this, but if you're finding that as you are working on your affirmations to manifest things in your life, if there's a lot of resistance, I personally believe that it helps to get to the bottom of that emotionally through things like parts work to help release a lot more of that resistance, to make it easier to actually let these kind of affirmations come in, so that over time your subconscious mind will start to believe them. Because again, basically this is how we create our reality, is whatever you consciously or whatever you consistently think is what is going to continue happening in your life. So understanding that when you start bringing new affirmations in that are more positive and compassionate and toward the things that you actually want to manifest, your subconscious is not going to believe them right away. And you will never, ever truly believe your manifestations from the start. Seeing is believing. It takes time, but what's going to start making these things actually happen is giving your subconscious mind enough time to have the same thoughts repeated over and over and over until they become your new beliefs. Once they're your new beliefs, there is nothing holding you back, in my personal opinion, from manifesting anything. Truly anything. Next thing that I want to talk about is skin improvements. So I kind of just always felt really insecure about my skin, and I never really knew much about like skincare. So, you know, I didn't necessarily have like a skincare protocol, but I was always really insecure about my skin without makeup on. And so when I realized that I could consciously change that through manifestation, I decided that I was going to start affirming that my skin was super smooth and my skin looked very youthful and was very glowing on a very, very, like all the time, as often again as I would think about my skin, that's how I would affirm. Now, was that easy for me to, and again, I think it's important to say this, did I believe what I was saying at first? No, I absolutely did not believe any of this stuff, but I knew that if I kept affirming this, that it would work over time. I don't know, I guess I deep down had this belief because I spent a lot of time watching manifestation videos from other channels on people who had manifested things for themselves, and that created just enough belief for me to go ahead and try this. So in addition to my affirmations, I felt inspired to start taking a little bit better care of my skin. So I started getting regular facials and developing, a decent skincare routine. And those were the only things I did. I've never had any kind of Botox or fillers. And with regular, taking better care of my skin, I definitely expected to see some change, but I did not expect to see this much change. So I'm going to put a picture up here for you guys to show you the difference, okay? This is a 2-year period. Now, it does not need to take this long. The difference is I spent a lot of time not really believing that it was possible to change my skin this much. And paired with not really affirming as often as I would do now, if that was something that I was still consciously trying to change. So this is a 2-year period of me manifesting a change in my skin. It's the same bathroom, it's the same lighting, and no makeup. So here's the picture. And I just look at that and that is crazy to me. Again, the fact that I was able to improve my skin this much just by taking a little bit better care of it, and most importantly, affirming that I had great skin, that I loved my skin, that I have smooth skin, that I have youthful looking skin, this is what happened. I think that's pretty amazing. So, again, hopefully that's another thing to inspire you as to what's possible. Focus on affirming that I had great skin, that I loved my skin. That's how this stuff works. And then lastly, I'll just kind of tie these two things together because technically most of you guys have heard about them before, but I did do both of these things through conscious manifestation. I was really consistent with affirmations on both of these things, I guess because they were the most important to me out of anything that I wanted to manifest. And those two things are healing my horrific gut problems that I had had since I was 16 years old. And they were at an all-time low, I guess you could say, at the beginning of recovery, and losing overshoot. So a lot of you guys have heard about these already, so I'm not going to go into too much detail explaining what they are and stuff, but I am going to talk about how I did it. So when it came to gut health, this was when, again, I was very consciously aware of the concept of manifestation, decided to try it out. So I would get up every single day and affirm that my gut was super healthy, that everything that I was eating was making my gut healthier and healthier every single day. I would literally visualize kind of all the infections that I used to have just sort of being pulled out of my body. I would visualize being happy and healthy and getting to tell people that I didn't have gut health problems anymore. And just stayed on those affirmations every day. And again, did I believe anything I was saying at first? Hell no. Nope, because why would I believe that, right? I had had gut problems since I was 16 years old. But I knew that everything that I had already been doing was only keeping my gut health as bad as it was. So I owed it to myself to try this concept. So I was very, very, very consistent, not liberal. I was very consistent with my affirmations, and within 8 months, without having to restrictively eat, because you guys know I was in recovery, I was eating whatever I wanted, sugar, carbs, processed food. I wasn't following the rules for gut healing at all, okay, according to the doctors. And I wasn't taking any gut healing supplements because I would get really sick every time I would take them. So this was purely on changing my mindset and doing affirmations alone. Within 8 months, they were gone. We retested, every single one was gone. Blew my mind that I did that with my mind. And then about overshoot, same thing. I would affirm things like I was really comfortable in my own skin, that I loved my body, that I looked great in everything that I wore. It was present tense, so I'd say like, I look great in everything that I wear. Everything that I'm eating is helping my body to let go. You don't want your affirmations to like talk about weight per se, because that's what we're trying to get the focus off of. And I would just do self-love affirmations every day about like that I did love myself and I felt great about myself, and I would give myself compliments all the time. And every time I had a negative thought about my body that I was aware of, I would change it on the spot to something that was more compassionate or more self-loving, or just more empowering. Like some days, you know, you just have days that are more confident, and I could be like, yeah, girl, like you look amazing today. And you know, you guys have seen the results. I'll put the picture up here just real quick. This is what I've been able to do without any dieting, without any extreme exercise at all in this period. Okay, this is the least I've ever worked out in my life. Nothing that I used to do for 17 years of trying to, you know, get weight off my body or feel good about my body, which is the most important thing, right? I did it through manifestation. I did it through changing my thoughts. And that is what I've done with every single one of these things that I've described to you guys in today's video. So more than anything, I hope that this inspired you to show you guys what's completely possible for you if you make the commitment to changing your thoughts. I know it sounds like, how can it be that easy? But it really is. And all you have to do is look at it this way. You're manifesting anyway, okay? Your negative thoughts are manifesting. That's why things aren't getting better for you, because your thoughts are saying, I'm fat, overshoot won't come off, I'm super unhealthy, nobody is gonna like me for being me. And I'm just talking about recovery stuff, but this is true for every single area of your life. And I have to remind myself of this sometimes too, because I'm human, right? But so you owe it to yourself to flip it around. If you want to have a say over what happens to you, your body, your life, your recovery, all of it, change your thoughts. Change them to be as if you were already the version of you that you want to be, that you think is going to make you feel amazing once you get there. Talk about yourself and think about yourself like you're that right now. And it will happen. It will. It absolutely will happen. If you guys have more questions about manifestation, there are specific topics you want me to cover around manifestation in other videos, let me know, because most of you guys voted for me to do this video. A small handful of you guys said you wanted more specific manifestation videos, but I need to know what it is that you want to hear. So please let me know in the comments below so that I can make those videos for you and help you guys manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life too, because I'm still manifesting more stuff. So yeah, so again, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you liked this video and would like to see more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you never miss an update on future videos. And if you did find this video inspiring and helpful, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. It really, really and truly does help us to reach more people who also wish to learn how to have more self-confidence, how to manifest, how to love themselves more, and how to be done with dieting. Bye, guys.